The top stories. Sandals recruitment drive turns, well, peaceful. Union wants to hold strain on longer business hours. And Windies wallop India after deciding not to strike. Welcome to Nation News for Tuesday, October the 8th, 2014.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. Your news, your time, your way.
It was a more orderly process on day 2 of open interviews for jobs at the new Sandals, Barbados. You may recall the sometimes unruly scenes at the Sandiford Centre that on Tuesday forced officials to end the day's job fair hours early. From around 4 o'clock in the morning, job seekers were back, and many reported that the processing of applicants was rather smooth, a far cry from the day before. Still, there were pockets of dissatisfaction. Police and private security officers were highly visible as they patrolled the premises. The head of Sandals Barbados has been quite critical of choosers' bad behavior, expressing surprise that prospective employees would do such a thing.
We brought more security forces in there and we organized it a little different than yesterday. So for now, it seems to work well, where we still must say a lot of people show up again today.
The retiring General Secretary of the National Union of Public Workers is advising caution on the drive to make Barbados a 24-hour society. Dennis Clark wants wide discussion on the trend towards longer and non-standard business hours. He said not only do issues like child care, transportation and street lighting have to be addressed, but more thought had to be given to the types of businesses which could operate around the clock.
We got to first identify the industry. Are we going to develop our IT capability to such that we can get into that operation or that business where we can find work for young people and go 24/7 or what? I am hearing all 24/7 talk, but I have not heard yet the type of business that we are going to get into that will bring revenue into this country.
Dennis Clark made the comments as the union accepted a check from ICBL to support a planned academy for students who have left school without certification and for those taking the 11+. A visiting British Foreign Office minister says he supports lower taxes on imported electric vehicles. James Dedridge spoke on Tuesday after a test drive in an electric car with staff of Mega Power, the company responsible for getting the UK-made cars on local roads. Mr. Dedridge said that given the contribution of the cars that they make to the environment, they should be cheaper to import than diesel or gas-powered vehicles. The breast cancer awareness program of the Barbados Cancer Society seems to be reaping results. Medical coordinator Dr. Shirley Hanneman-Jagru says women are getting tested at early ages and cancer is being caught in the early stages.
What we have found is that they're coming forward earlier for detection. They're attending screening programs and they're being detected early. A lot of what we call in situ, that is cancer that is just within the duct that has not spread beyond, and stage 1 and 2. That's the dominant stages. In situ, 1 and 2 are the commonest. And that's because people are coming earlier. So the awareness program has done very well.
She said, however, that it was disheartening that some older women were not examining their breasts or getting mammograms. She made the comments during a pink ribbon drive at Cape Shepherd to raise funds to keep the program going. Pigeons have forced the closure of the Ellerton Primary School for the rest of the week. The Ministry of Education says the closure will allow workmen to complete the cleanup of a part of the school where minor construction work has been ongoing. It has been reported that pigeons had been occupying a section of the roof, causing discomfort to students. Chief Education Officer Laurie King said the work is expected to be finished by the end of the week. Coats Barbados is going green. The retailer has launched a range of smart energy appliances to help Barbadians reduce their power usage and plans to install a solar electricity system in the new year. Managing Director Tricia Tanner said Quartz was committed to renewable energy.
With the consumer always at the forefront of our minds, we are keen, therefore, to invest in energy efficiency, renewable energy, and the sustainable developmental projects that meet both consumer and national needs. Energy efficiency, therefore, is not only a business goal, but a national development goal as well.
In sport, West Indies put aside their troubles off the field with an impressive 124-run win over India in the first one-day international in Kochi. There was talk of a strike in the hours before the match was due to start because of the players' concern over new pay rates. But such drastic action was always thought unlikely given India's financial muscle. On the field, the West Indies reached 321 for 6 off their 50 overs, thanks to an imperious unbeaten 126 from recalled batsman Marlon Samuels, while Dinesh Ramdin contributed 61 in a record stand. India were bowled out for 197, with all the West Indies bowlers playing a part.
We talked about 2 hours last night, and it was all about cricket and stuff like that. And as usual, if the master could basically get my mind right with a lot of stuff going around, but the master was just there getting my mind right and telling me what to do and what to think about in situations like this, and he continued to believe in me and stuff like that. The master is just a wonderful person, and I'm just using every moment I have right now to get all this experience out of him.
The second ODI will be played on Saturday. Players permitting, of course. And finally, a zoo in Japan said zookeepers discovered repeated attempts to breed their 2 spotted hyenas were doomed from the start. Both animals are actually males. The zoo in the city of Sapporo said the hyenas were labeled as male and female when they arrived at the Mayorama Zoo, and zookeepers were initially encouraged by the pair's behavior, often cuddling and frolicking together. However, relations between the 2 animals became frosty, and they eventually had to be separated due to constant fighting. Officials said they performed some tests on the hyenas after they were separated, and it was determined that both animals were actually male. Experts said the sex of hyenas can be difficult to determine because females can grow what they call pseudopenises, clitorises that are nearly the same size as a male penis. That's Nation News for Wednesday. For more, visit nationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And get your Daily Nation on Thursday.